Good morning, this is Mr. Z, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the consequences of war. If you look up consequence in the dictionary, it will say a consequence is a result or an effect of an action or a condition. And one of your questions in the Unit 2 pretest dealt with the consequences of the French and Indian War. And so, what were a consequence? What was a result or an effect of the French and Indian War? And this is important to know because right now in 2013 we are facing a similar consequence. One thing that both our country right now in 2013 is facing, and England faced as well back in the colonial times, is debt. In our present society, we are having a partial government shutdown. We talked a little bit about that last week. We are also many trillion dollars in debt, and we are coming close to our debt limit. Now, many things go into the debt limit, and many things cause us to rack up debt. But we're going to focus on one of those in the next slide. One thing that is added to our debt is the cost of war. It costs many billions of dollars to fight in these wars. And as you may have seen on the news in the last 10 years, we have fought in many different places. We've been in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and in Libya. So all of these things take a toll, both on people but also in terms of money. There's an old saying that you may have heard, and it goes like this: money does not grow on trees, despite the picture that you see. In order to pay for the cost of war, really you have two main options. You can borrow the money, or we can increase taxes on people. Another way would be to cut down on other programs to pay for the war. But the two main things that we can do is to borrow money or increase taxes. Back during the time of the French and Indian War, basically the same thing held true. England suffered from a lot of debt. They owed a lot of money as a result of this war. It was very expensive to fight. Right? And one of your vocabulary words you remember is mercantilism. Alright, and this caused that to happen because England said we need the colonists to help us to pay for this war. So just to quickly review the consequence of the French and Indian War, the main consequence was that England had a lot of debt. And as you see in this little picture, debt can really weigh you down, and they wanted to get out from under it. And the way that they chose to try to take care of the debt was to tax the colonists more and more. And we will learn a little bit more about this as the unit goes on.